Julius Randle is undeniably the most hated player on the Knicks. Despite the fact that he's the best player on the team, Randle has gotten a lot of criticism from the fans. Much of that criticism is well deserved. Hell, the first video on this channel 8 months ago was why the Knicks needed to move on from Randle ASAP. Last year, Randle was often out of control. It seems like after Steve Mills handed Randle $63 million, he took it upon himself to be the star of the team. As a result, Randle was trying to do too much on offense. It didn't help that David Fizdale was trying to use him as a point forward. Randle did average an impressive 20 and 10 last year, but he was a complete turnover machine all season long. He was playing the game with low basketball IQ, and as a result, he was constantly driving into double teams, which led to turnovers. Furthermore, his lack of shooting clearly made him a poor fit next to RJ Barrett and Mitchell Robinson. That, combined with Randle's constant boneheaded plays, led to fans calling for his head. But through the first 2 games for the Knicks this season, I think it's pretty clear that Randle has learned a lot from those countless mistakes and has improved as a player. The Knicks are losing, but Randle is playing at a very high level. In the first loss to the Pacers, Randle nearly had a triple-double, finishing with 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. Then he followed that up with a 25 point, 7 boards, and 3 assist game against the Sixers on 73% shooting. But this isn't just about the stats. Anyone who's been watching these games can see that Randle is much more under control. Instead of driving into multiple defenders like we saw him do plenty last year, Randle is kicking it out to the open man. Randle has improved his play from last year and deserves his props. So in this video, we're going to talk about how Randle has gotten better. But before we continue, if you like content like this, please like the video as it really encourages the YouTube algorithm to recommend it to more people, and please subscribe as it really helps my channel grow. Now let's get started. One of the main areas where Randle has improved is as a passer. Randle has always been a capable passer. He likes to play bully ball, and on occasion, he will find the wide open man for a dime. This is reflected in the stats, as Randle has averaged 3 assists per game for his career, which is good for a big man. The problem with Randle is that throughout his career, for every nice pass he makes, he also commits a careless turnover, which is why his career turnover average is nearly the same as his assist average. Last season, we saw Randle commit plenty of avoidable turnovers. A lot of times, Randle would attack multiple defenders instead of passing it to the wide open guy, which would lead to a turnover. Randle also had that infamous spin turnover, where he would spin by his man into another defender, which would lead to a turnover. Randle flat out looked like the Tasmanian devil out there. This season, instead of that, we're seeing Randle pass the ball to the wide open man when he draws help defense. He's also showcased good court vision by keeping his eyes up and finding cutters and open shooters. This was evident on opening night when Randle dropped 9 dimes on the Indiana Pacers. With Randle's game, there's no reason he shouldn't be able to be an excellent playmaker for the Knicks. He's always been good at getting to the rim thanks to his ball handling and athleticism, but the issue was that he wasn't a willing passer. But now, Randle is playing the game a lot more unselfishly, which is leading to these high assist numbers. Randle actually led the Knicks in assists per game in preseason by averaging 5.5 a game, and I see no reason why Randle can't average 5 assists per game this year if he continues to play this way. The next area where Randle looks much improved is efficiency. Last year, Randle only shot 46% from the field, which is way below the 52% he shot at New Orleans the year before. This is again due to the bad shots that Randle was taking last year. Along with the turnovers, Randle forced up a lot of bad shots over multiple defenders, which lowered his field goal percentage. Again, this was due to the fact that Randle viewed himself as the all-star to lead the Knicks after getting the bag, so he took it upon himself to take difficult shots. So far this year, Randle is shooting 60% from the field, which is excellent. I believe this is due to better shot selection. Instead of forcing up fadeaways over 2 defenders, Randle is kicking it out to the open guy. The shots that he is taking are high quality shots. He's getting to the basket a lot, where he's converting at a higher rate. 60% is probably unsustainable, but if Randle continues taking good shots, especially at the rim, there's no reason why he shouldn't shoot above 50% from the field this season. Overall, Julius Randle looks like a much better player from last season. We can tell from Randle's improvement that he clearly is a hard worker. Say what you want about Randle, but it definitely took a huge effort for him to get to this level of play. This took examining last year's footage and realizing what he needed to do to become a better player. Tom Thibodeau said himself that he was impressed with Randle in training camp. He said, not only did Randle come into training camp in excellent shape, but he's also been a team leader. So props to Julius Randle for his improved level of play. So, since we know that Randle is a much better player, what do the Knicks do with him? I still believe that it's in the best interest of the Knicks to trade Randle. For one thing, if Randle keeps playing like this, he should draw some interest from a playoff team. Last year there wasn't much interest for Randle at the deadline, but this year could be different. If Randle continues to play like this, the Knicks should try to flip Randle for a draft pick at the deadline. Randle makes $18 million a year, so his salary could be difficult to move, but as long as the Knicks get back an expiring contract attached with a draft pick, that's a good trade for the Knicks. Yes, Randle has been good, but he still isn't an ideal fit next to RJ Barrett and Mitchell Robinson due to his lack of shooting, and his presence on the team prevents Obi Toppin from starting, who the Knicks just drafted with the 8th pick. Hopefully, Randle keeps up this high level of play because it will increase his trade value across the league. Anyway, guys, that's going to be the end of the video. What do you think of Julius Randle's play so far? Are you impressed? Can the Knicks get something for Randle at the trade deadline? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel, and enjoy the rest of your day.